What do you think?
I think we're dead meat. Real dead meat.
You're dead meat!
Go ahead and laugh, you guys. If I ever find a little bastards that did this, they're dead meat.
Welcome to the Dead Meat Podcast, your horror safe haven. I'm Chelsea.
And I'm James, and we're married, and we like to get scared together.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year!
I hope everyone's break was nice.
Yep.
Ours was.
We played a lot of Don't Starve together.
We just played video
We
games.
played like 50 hours of Don't Starve together in the span of like 4 days.
Yep.
That's not an exaggeration, yeah.
That's why,
Should we have spent that time doing other stuff?
No.
Maybe.
That's why Christmas is my favorite time of year, because I think throughout the years, I think we have really come to solidify this tradition of Christmas. We do nothing, and no one can ask us to do anything.
We could have done other nothings, like
Sure.
just watched movies or seen movies or.
But it was fun, so that's all that
It was
matters.
fun. It was a lot of fun. And
Yeah.
I had a blast on it. I do want to play it some more.
That's why it's my favorite time of year. Because everything is shut down, so you don't have the anxiety of oh God, should I be doing this, or I gotta follow up on this? Because no one else is, because no one else is working.
Some weirdo sent emails between Christmas and New Year's, but I ignored them.
I did get some work emails, but I was like, no, what?
Yeah, sorry.
I know.
Sorry, one week of the year where we can be like, no.
Yeah.
We're not responding.
Do not talk to me. I am in my pajamas. There were a few days, it was into our video game marathon, where we both decided to put on, as we call them now, hard pants.
Oh, we did
we
put
put
on
on
hard
jeans
and
and,
we would do an hour's worth of cleaning the house.
To just, I think, to feel less disgusting.
Yeah, it was getting bad.
Yeah.
But it was worth it.
If you saw our little 5-second films thing, that was fun. We did that over break.
With Jack.
Yeah.
Jack Quaid. Mm-hmm. That got posted around a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I saw that 5-second films posted the alternate ending on their Instagram.
Ooh, check that out if you haven't seen it. That's fun. At our New Year's party.
New Year's party was fun.
I was destroyed the next day.
Oh, yeah, the next day where we went to the Rose Bowl and James was very hungover.
Well, we were up until 4, as usual, when we have parties, and ended the night with me and Gressel throwing the ice luge into the pool at 4 a.m.
As has become tradition.
I don't think we never... Did we do that with the butt?
We did it. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Are you serious?
Wow,
Yeah.
you don't remember?
I don't remember that.
Yeah,
Well, at least I recorded it this time.
I'm pretty sure we did. At least one of them.
Well,
There have been 2 other ones,
but
right?
the other one was at the apartment, so I think that had to die in a bathtub.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, then we definitely threw the butt in the pool.
Oh, okay.
For
Well,
context,
this one
we get, every year for our New Year's party, we get an ice luge. It's just a big block of ice that's carved into something with a tube down it, so you can take shots.
We did a butt for 2 years.
Yeah.
It's really hard to do that.
Yeah, the angle, it
hurts your neck.
Yeah.
And then especially as it melts into the night and you have to get deeper and deeper into that hole.
Yeah.
You're cranking your neck, as some of you I'm sure know. But so this year we just got a big block that said fuck 2023. Mm-hmm. It was great. I hit it too many times and ended it around 4 a.m. and then had to be up at 8 to go to the Rose Bowl. I was in no condition to do that. I just we got there at 10:30, 11?
11, yeah,
And
yeah.
then and then I laid in the back seat of
I
your car.
tailgated with the Gressels, and James just slept in the car.
I tried to sleep, laid there miserable. And then finally, when it was go time for the stadium, fucking put my fingers in my throat and made myself throw up to feel marginally better, enough to go into the stadium for the very expensive tickets that we paid for, and witness an incredible football game.
Oh my gosh.
It was amazing.
Michigan winning was one of the coolest things.
When I reflect on those memories, I don't re-experience the splitting headache I had all day. I just remember the joy and the excitement. So
that was so cool.
yeah,
Because when we were all at Michigan's football was not good.
it sucked.
It's very
So
bad.
I've never seen Michigan football like that in person. And
Yeah, it was great.
Really cool.
Yeah, and then I was fine on the 2nd, and then since the 3rd, I've been sick with just a cold. It's not COVID.
Yeah.
I'm just sick with a cold, and I had to film a whole kill count. Sick, so Evil Dead Rise, see if you can tell. Hopefully you can't, but I was very sick during it. I'm getting a little bit better now, but I still got my tissues here.
Yesterday, we went to our first anime convention.
Oh, yeah. Everyone was super nice. I just don't know that world.
It was very interesting to be at a convention where it was like, oh God, we don't recognize most of the stuff here. But I was asked to be part of the Danganronpa mock trial by Chris Tagliaferro, who voices my favorite Gundam. So of course I said yes, and I got to play Sonya, which was very exciting because those are my two babies.
You did very good, baby.
Yeah, just explaining their ship dynamic to James on the car ride down.
Yeah, I'm just like, all right, cool.
Okay, honey.
Me just trying not to like get snot everywhere. I wore a mask and distanced.
It was a lot of fun, and thank you for there were Demi fans there who said hello, and
yeah,
it was really, really cool. So that's what we've been up to. And then after we got back from the anime convention, we watched Last Voyage of the Demeter,
which is the subject of today's episode.
Dracula on a boat.
Alien on a boat starring Dracula.
Yeah.
It's pretty much Alien.
It is. I mean, yeah, for sure. Because, like...
Small crew.
Yeah, craft
monster.
In middle of nothing. There's nowhere they can go. Sorry, just keep getting distracted because, Molly, don't... Okay, here, you come up here because I can see Lucy wants to come in because she's sitting in the open doorway. I don't know if you
Lucy.
can see her on camera. But Molly, you don't look at her. Maybe Lucy will come inside if you don't antagonize her.
She's fucking fixated
No,
on
everyone misses Lucy on the podcast.
Everyone misses Lucy, Molly.
You both can be on the podcast.
Yeah, Last Voyage. Spoiler-free section up top. It's fine.
It's fine. It's a movie. I mean...
Well, there are good and bad things.
There's good and bad things. I liked it more than I didn't.
Yes.
I think if you look it up, I was kind of surprised it had such a low Rotten Tomatoes score. But I think it had like a 49%. Mm-hmm. But I think the things about it that are bad, it's not like it's a bad movie where it's like, oh man, there's a weird performance, or like, oh, there's writing here that's bad. It's just... I don't know. It's kind of
lackluster.
It's just kind of slow
and repetitive.
Yes, that was a big thing. Is it's repetitive and it's long too.
It's 2 hours. It's 2 minutes shy of 2 hours, and that is too long.
It was too long for what it was.
Like, it looks great. The cinematography is great. It's a little too dark for me.
Yeah,
we had to unplug the Christmas tree and turn off all the lights.
I mean, who knows if that was a TV setting for us, but
it
it's
feels
very
like a dark movie.
I think it's dark with not a ton of contrast, so it's hard to tell what's going on at certain points.
Acting's good.
Yeah, everyone in it's really good. I always love seeing Javier Botet doing creature work.
Yeah, I like Dracula. I think the digital effects are very strong.
Yeah, I wish there was less of it maybe, because I could see if I didn't know that this was Javier Botet, and I don't know if he was doing mocap or if there was any actual makeup put on him, or if it was maybe a little bit of both.
It seemed very CG.
That's what I'm thinking was it CG?
I think it was all mocap.
Because if I was watching it and didn't know that there is an actor playing Dracula, I just would have assumed it was all CG. Because it looks fake.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I think the CG looks good.
Yeah,
I mean,
it looks fake in that you can tell it's CG.
Yeah,
or something. Or there's something not.
There's not a rubber suit at all.
No, which is a bummer. I think that would be cool.
Yeah,
because why bother getting Javier Botet then? Because that's the reason
because
you
he's
get
still
him.
Like, if you mocap and you have the fucking tennis balls or the ping pong balls everywhere.
Yeah, you still get the proportions and the movement, but still, that's why like he's such an in-demand creature actor, is because he has Marfan, so his proportions, he's very long, like he's very tall, very thin. His limbs are very long, even his fingers. He's the
He's Mama.
He's is he like the woman in the attic in Wreck?
Oh yeah, I think so. And the woman in the painting in It Chapter 2, and also he's the Crooked Man.
He's the Crooked Man, I think.
Conjuring 2.
Yeah, he's a lot.
He's all over.
A lot of creature work, and I always like seeing him because he always creeps me out so bad. I love it. I think he does stuff in Crimson Peak too. Lots of good like beards.
Good beards.
in this
yep.
movie.
The characters, I wish were aside from like the main ones, a lot of the crew kind of just was an amalgamation.
A lot
just,
of the
like,
crew are the same guy to me, and I'm gonna have a really hard time as we talk about this differentiating between, especially once it starts raining, because then everyone's
yeah, this is a very wet, dark movie.
everyone's hair color looks even more similar, and everyone just looks kind of like a pro wrestler. Like
they got long hair,
they're all
long beards,
oily.
they're wet. Yeah,
But
Yeah,
back when we were watching wrestling and before their personalities were as defined as they are now, to me, Roman, Seth, and Drew were the same guy.
Yeah,
and that's
in
kind of
2019 it felt
that's
like
like
that.
what it feels like watching this at certain points. Just a bunch of guys.
It's fine.
Yeah. I think going back and reading what this was based on, because this is based on a section in Dracula where
It's based on like 16 pages, I think.
yes,
Yeah.
it is the
captain's log.
captain's log of the Demeter, and it's a letter. I'm trying to think of how. I think the doctor who is treating Renfield gets a hold of it, because Dracula the book is like a collection of letters and stuff.
Yeah.
So this is one of them, is this log. And
Epistolary.
That's what it's called. Like
epistolary.
Carrie.
Yeah.
That's my English degree.
There you go. Yeah.
I was like, I know it starts with an A.
Epistolary, yeah, it's an E.
Epistolary.
Oh, fuck.
It's okay.
Thinking
A
about-
vowel, that's close.
Yeah.
Hey, want to talk to you about our sponsor this week, Cook Unity. Want to feel like you're transported to a different restaurant every night? Now that's possible with today's sponsor, Cook Unity. Cook Unity is the first chef-to-you meal delivery service. Their roster of all-star chefs includes Food Network alums, James Beard Award winners, and acclaimed restaurateurs. Balancing flavor and nutrition in their creations, Cook Unity chefs make it easy and enjoyable for you to eat well. Maybe people who don't love horror movies like we do find it weird that we love dinner with a scary movie, but I think it's one of life's greatest pleasures. Delicious meals start with the best ingredients. Cook Unity chefs use humanely raised meat and organic ingredients when possible, as well as fresh, seasonal products to maximize flavor and nutrition in every bite. Meals are chilled and sent fresh, not frozen, so that they're ready to heat and eat when you are. And thanks to Cook Unity, I'm able to put together a meal that's not just filling, but also well made and interesting without having to waste an hour plus of my day on cooking and dishes. And Cook Unity offers a wide range of meals to choose from, with over 7 dietary preferences you can sort by, like vegan, paleo, and gluten-free. James is a meat eater, so he loves the Korean flank steak rice bowl with asparagus from Chef Esther Choi, a New York City chef who was named a Zagat 30 under 30 for her cooking. I don't eat meat, so the vegan rigatoni vodka with pine nut parmesan is more my style. And hey, if you're gluten-free, try something like the Chipotle lime salmon with Brussels sprouts. You can use our code DEAD50 to get 50% off your first order of Cook Unity meals. Just go to cookunity.com/dead50 or click the link in the description and use code DEAD50 at checkout to try them out for yourself. Thanks to Cook Unity for sponsoring this video. Our next sponsor this week is Fume. The new year is in full swing, so maybe you're reflecting on some bad habits you'd like to kick in 2024. Our sponsor Fume looks at bad habits in a different way. Not everything in a bad habit is wrong, so instead of a drastic, uncomfortable change, why not just remove the bad from your habit? Fume is an innovative, award-winning flavored air device that does just that. Instead of vapor, Fume uses flavored air. Instead of electronics, Fume is completely natural. And instead of harmful chemicals, Fume uses delicious flavors. Your Fume comes with an adjustable airflow dial and is designed for movable parts and magnets for fidgeting. Listen to how fun this thing is to play with. It's super satisfying and clicky. I love it. I wasn't sure what to expect when I first got one of these, but I love Fume's flavor cores so much. Right now I've got the crisp mint flavor in my Fume. Not only does this one taste good, I can really feel the mint in my sinuses, which is extra nice since I'm getting over a cold right now. And Fume also just released the new Solano Fume. It's made with a premium walnut barrel and an onyx-coated mouthpiece that has a slightly softer finish. Right now is the best time to start the good habit with Fume. All orders between January 1st to the 14th have buy one, get one cores, so you can stock up for that New Year's resolution. Plus, as a listener of the show, you get an extra 10% off when you
you use our code. Head to tryfume.com/deadmeat and use my code DEADMEAT for an additional 10% off, plus buy one get one cores until January 14th to help start making the good habit that much easier. That's tryfume, tryfum.com/deadmeat and use my code DEADMEAT. Our last sponsor this week is Rocket Money. Speaking of bad habits, if I asked you how many subscriptions you have, would you be able to list all of them and how much you're paying? If you're like me before using Rocket Money, you have no idea how much money you're wasting on services you don't even remember you subscribe to. We've all done it. This is a judgment-free zone. Our sponsor this week is here to help you with that. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills. I can see all of my subscriptions in one place, and if I see something I don't want, I can cancel it with a tap. I never have to get on the phone with customer service. Anytime I don't have to be on the phone with customer service is time I can spend thinking about the logistics of Dracula living in the ocean. Rocket Money will even try to get you a refund for the last couple months of wasted money and negotiate to lower your bills for you by up to 20%. All you have to do is take a picture of your bill, and Rocket Money takes care of the rest. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has helped save its members an average of $720 a year, with over 500 million in canceled subscriptions. Stop wasting money on things you don't use. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions by going to rocketmoney.com/deadmeat. That's rocketmoney.com/deadmeat. rocketmoney.com/deadmeat.
I reread the captain's log, and to me, what happens, I hate the drink in the book. I'm going to say it, take a drink or whatever. But in the book, there's something that is so much creepier about the whole thing to me. And I wonder if that's kind of the hard thing about adapting that story, is because it's fucking Dracula. We know it's Dracula. There's no mystery as to what's happening on this ship.
Yeah.
Because this story is so old. We all know it.
Although it is a different Dracula than most depictions, because it's more of a bat-like monster, a creature, rather. It's never shown to be like a dude.
Yeah, except that I don't know what else to say without getting into spoiler town. Although, can you spoil Dracula?
It's
I guess it's different enough from what happens in the novel that
it's good atmosphere.
Yeah, if you like period films and like boat stuff,
I like seeing all the boat stuff.
I did like seeing
popped
the boat
when they started pulling up at the capstan, pulling up anchor. I was like, I'll get on that. I'll help guys.
Yeah. It feels like they shot on a real set, which is cool. It feels like they're really. I wonder if did they just borrow a boat from Our Flag Means Death or something?
Yeah, I know they shot in Berlin and Malta. I know that it got a B- cinema score, which is very bad.
Oh yeah, we learned that that's really bad.
That's very bad. That is not as middling as it sounds. And then it was a bomb. It cost $45 million to make. It made $21 million.
Ooh,
that's
yikes.
Yeah.
I mean,
it
looks
bombed.
like it had a big budget. When it started, we were like, "Damn, there's money."
You see the money, which is
this.
good. But I don't know why it did so poorly. It came out after Renfield, which I think also bombed and was poorly received. So maybe people, but like they came out pretty close to each other.
Was the marketing for this kind of funky where they weren't coming right out and being like, it's a Dracula movie?
I think it was pretty clear. I don't know.
I don't remember. Like, I don't have and maybe that's the problem. I don't have enough of a memory of how they marketed this.
Yeah, I just know that it came out close to Renfield.
It became kind of a meme for a little bit on Twitter.
Last Voyage did?
Yeah, just Dracula on a boat became kind of a meme.
Okay.
But that wasn't enough to save it, I guess.
No.
It's I don't know. I think if you're
into this kind of thing.
If you like this aesthetic, this is a very cozy movie choice,
yes,
I think.
It'd be fine to just put on and kind of just chill and watch it for a while.
Yeah. All right. Let's get into spoiler town.
Ooh, ooh.
Toot toot. We're setting sail to Spoilerville.
I always thought it was Demeter.
Well, it's weird because the boat and the movie title I pronounced as Demeter, but the Demeter, like the goddess, it's Demeter.
Oh.
But I just, for some reason, thought the boat was pronounced Demeter. But it's not. It's Demeter. They say it.
What's Demetric version of the foot?
Demeter.
Demeter.
Yep. I also don't realize I don't know how to pronounce schooner.
Schooner.
It's a schooner.
It's a schooner, you idiot. That's a quote.
Yeah. That's from Mallrats. Yeah.
You know what? There is no Easter Bunny.
So we start the movie. We got a boat that shows up on the shores of England. That
We're doing the cold open, then we'll
came
jump back.
from Romania, which is the framing device of the captain's log. I'm pretty sure it's like, but it's a little different in the book. You've got the captain who he is dead, but he is he ties himself to the wheel of the ship so he can steer it to England so that the ship makes it there.
Why would he want to make it there if Dracula was on board?
So that his warning letter with, hey.
You know what a better way to warn them is to just not have Dracula reach shore. The whole time in this movie, they're like, we shouldn't let this boat reach shore.
We need to sink this boat. Yeah.
Which they also fail
at doing.
The idea
of the captain tied to the wheel.
It's creepy.
That's creepy. I love it.
But maybe just don't sail to England.
And then when
you think Dracula knows how to sail a boat? I don't think Dracula can.
That's also a difference is in the book, Dracula is in the form of a dog on the boat. The boat shows up and people are like, oh, what, a ghost ship? And a dog just bolts off the boat and runs past everyone. And they're like, oh, weird. There's a dog. And then they're reading this letter and they realize, oh.
Yeah, because it was a dumb plan. If he's a fucking dog, he's going to do that.
Yeah.
By the time people get on and read this death note.
Look, maybe I'm remembering it wrong, but that's...
Well, good. I'm glad in the book they're just as dumb as they are in the movie. We forgot to say that in the spoiler part. A lot of this movie spent being like,
choices.
What the fuck are you guys doing?
And I'm glad... No, I don't want to say glad. I'm like half glad, half disappointed that my concerns about what are we doing with Dracula during the day, it was not something that I missed or didn't understand. Everyone else I saw online on like Reddit discussions had the same
What the
problems.
Fuck are they doing during the day? Because you get stuff going on at night, and then all of a sudden it's the next night, and they're freaking out again.
Yeah. And it's just, why do they not simply kill Dracula while he sleeps? We know where he sleeps.
They find his fucking casket.
They find
full
his
of
casket.
His dirt.
I'm sure, again, I've never read all of Dracula. I've started it like 3 times and I've never finished it. I think, if I'm not mistaken, there is something that during the day, it's not as simple as like he's just laying there. I could be wrong.
I don't know.
But that still seems wild to me. And
that
even
they just waste all the days like...
They even are looking through all these coffins with dirt in them. And it's like fucking finders keepers dig through that shit. You gotta find them.
Yeah.
And just
he like runs a hand through the dirt. He's like, oh, it's just dirt.
That's just dirt. No, and then you hold on to him until he wakes up and it's sunlight and he burns up in the sun.
And that's the thing. In the Dracula novel, apparently, he's not averse to sun.
Really?
That started with Nosferatu, apparently, from what I've read.
Oh, okay.
So, and this movie, he's also not averse to religious iconography.
Iconography?
Iconography.
Yeah.
Like the crucifix is
Yeah,
held
does
up to him and he
nothing.
just kills the guy.
Right.
So, but that is the case in the book.
Yes. Yeah.
So they're kind of it's weird because the framing of the device, the framing of the movie very explicitly says we are this chapter of the book.
Yes, this is based on this specific section of Dracula, which I think is kind of cool.
That's cool, but then they change things.
Yeah.
I don't mind them introducing these characters who aren't in the book. Like the main guy isn't. I don't think Anna is either. They're just like put into the movie.
Which is fine. You need more. I don't know. I like having very distinct characters.
Yeah. And I mean, it's better than just a bunch of crew guys.
And hey, you know, I'll say this. We need more diversity in film in general. But aside from the like obvious reasons that diversity in film is good, it is also helpful when people all look really different from each other and you can tell them apart so that when it starts raining, they don't all look like the same guy.
That's true.
I can always tell Clemens, the main character, and Anna apart from everyone else.
The only other two, I mean, the cast is solid because you got Liam
Cunningham, who's like he's Davos from Game of Thrones.
Yes.
Typecast.
One of the best characters
Yeah.
in Game of Thrones.
Extremely based Twitter account. Big recommend to follow him. I love him.
He's the captain in this.
Yeah,
Captain
I love
Elliot.
that this is his niche, his acting niche. Just like very salty, like wind-worn sailing guy.
Yeah.
Who has a family, who like loves his family.
Yeah, he's got a grandson in here, Toby,
yeah.
who's played by Gunther Woody or something. No, that's
Woody. It's like Woody something. He was in Cobweb.
he was in Cobweb. We just fucking saw him in Cobweb.
We watched that over
Can't mistake
Christmas.
those big ol' eyes. He's
Yes,
got orbs
yeah.
for eyes, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cobweb.
He's got longer hair and
guess
he's dirtier in
Do a
here.
mini
but-
review of Cobweb real quick.
Oh, sure. It was great for the first half.
It's good until it's not.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate. I liked it more than I didn't. I think there's some.
You know, a similar quality to this for different reasons.
Yes.
Because this movie, I'm also into it for the first half. And then I'm like, oh, we're kind of just doing this the rest of the time. Because once Dracula starts killing people, that's all it is.
Yeah, it stops being as interesting.
Yeah, it's
Woody
like-
Norman is
Woody Norman. There
the
you go.
actor. Yeah.
And then David Dastmalchian.
David Dastmalchian, yeah.
He's the first mate. Very much an asshole.
He's
in
such
this.
a great character actor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That guy, because I've never seen Suicide Squad, but I still think of him as Polka Dot Man or whatever that is, just from the trailers. Because he was such that character to me that I was like, oh, that's my go-to character for him, even though
Yeah.
I've never seen that movie.
Surprise cameo host in the Dead Meat Awards.
Yes, him and Matthew Lillard.
We got our
and-
video back from Matthew Lillard, and it was like, what? David Dastmalchian sitting on his lap or something? What's
No, it was
happening
them
in it?
sitting on.
It's them sitting on Derek Mears's lap.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, we got 3 hosts for 1, which was very nice.
yeah.
Anyway, David Dastmalchian, great in this, fun
I
accent.
can't wait
we
to
love
see
it.
him in Late Night with the Devil.
Yes.
That looks really cool.
That does look really good.
Yeah, some kind of horror movie with him as a 70s late night talk show
Yep.
host. I don't know what it's about other than that, but I like the
I'm-
color
I'm-
palette I see in
I'm
it,
excited for it.
and I'm down for it. Yeah, so this ship, the Demeter, stops in. Oh yeah, now we're I don't know, was it 1 month earlier or whatever?
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes, a flashback because so in the
4
movie
weeks
version,
earlier, that's
instead of
right.
it being the captain has tied himself to the wheel of the ship, it's this ship just shows up empty on the shores of England.
Just a bunch of dead bodies and,
And
a
it's-
log.
Just reminds me so much of the Return of the Obra Dinn. It was making me like, I almost wish I never played that because nothing is as good as that game.
Maybe 3 more years we could play.
Maybe.
It's gonna stick with me forever. I don't
Return of
know.
the Obra Dinn is this cool ass game where a boat similar to this movie, it's a ghost ship. It's a boat with no one on it that shows up, and you are basically a paranormal detective where you can flash back in time to stills of different scenes from the boat's journey, and you basically have to figure out who every single crew member on the ship is and what happened to them.
How they died.
And
yeah.
how they died. It is so fucking good. And nothing has come close.
Outer Wilds.
Okay, fair. Outer Wilds, very different, but still a very satisfying kind
Those
of
are 2 of the best
mystery
gaming experiences ever.
game. Yes. Anyway, so yeah, then we flash back to I think a month or so prior, and the
Yeah, they're
ship's-
stopping in Bulgaria to pick up some crew members.
Yes,
They need some crew. Mr. Clemens is our main guy.
Mm-hmm.
Who's the actor?
Mr. Clemens.
I like him. He's a
Corey
handsome man.
Hawkins.
Corey Hawkins.
Like, he's really good in this. He's
Heath?
like a doctor astronomer.
Yeah. He is a medical. He trained at Cambridge.
Yeah.
He is a doctor. He knows
He's like a
astronomy.
Renaissance man, it kind of seems like.
Yeah.
So you can kind of do it all.
He is a black man and thus gets looked over by David Dastmalchian.
Yeah.
Or, well, no, that's not why. He looks at his hands and is like, your hands are soft.
Yes, he doesn't, they're not callous. He's not
Yeah.
a working man.
But the guy that David Dastmalchian does pick sees the crates that they're loading from Romania have like a dragon symbol on it, and he's like, hell no. He drops the crate as it's being pulled up, and Davos's grandson, Toby, is running around, and he's under that crate. That kid almost gets Wishmaster Ted Raimi style.
Yep.
Like, that crate almost crushes that kid before Clemens saves him. And between saving the kid and that guy quitting because of superstition, seeing like a dragon symbol on the caskets, that's how he gets his way in.
I just think it's so funny that the process for picking who's going to go on this boat is like, who's the most fucked up looking guy I can find?
Yeah, the guy he picks is all fucked up.
Yeah,
looking.
his eye is all like, he's got a big scar.
And he's like, oh, you've been through some shit. Get on here.
Yeah, you've seen some shit. You're fit to crew this boat.
And they're in Bulgaria, and Clemens is an Englishman, and he wants to get back to the UK. We learn later that he's in Bulgaria in the first place because he got his like doctor's degree in England, but no one would hire him because he was black. And then apparently they sent for him from Romania or Bulgaria.
King Carol, I forget which kingdom.
Yeah, they just heard that there was a good doctor sent for him, but they didn't know he was black. So when he got there, they were like, oh, never mind.
Just kidding.
So he's like, fuck, I gotta get back home. So that's why he's trying to get back to the UK and offers his services to the boat.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we got our crew, some spooky coffins on board. They don't know they're coffins. They're just crates with a dragon on them.
I think they say 9 people total on the boat, maybe 10.
Yeah, but it seems fun at first. Like, Toby's kind of showing Clemens around the ship, and everyone seems like they're in a good mood, and there's like, we're dancing, and seems like there's a lot of food on board.
The cook is very religious, and he asks Clemens if he knows St. Nicholas, and I'm like, yeah, it's Santa. I don't know if Santa existed here. This is 1897.
It would have probably been just Father Christmas at that point.
Okay, because I know that, yeah, it's a relatively...
I don't know when St. Nicholas
got merged
became
into...
associated with...
Because here he's talking about him as the patron saint of sailors.
Of sailors,
yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So they're going on this journey, and they want to make good speed because they get a bonus if they get there... within like a month.
Yeah, like ahead of schedule pretty much.
And it's classic. Davos is a retiring captain. He's like, he tells David Dastmalchian, like, this is going to be my last voyage.
It's my like, dude, you can't
I'm
just
going to retire to
say
Ireland
that.
with Toby
No.
and watch him grow just like I promised his mother.
Like, you can't be saying that on a boat. I feel like all these dudes are super superstitious, but that seems... If you're going to be superstitious, that seems like the dumbest thing to say.
Yeah.
You know?
It's just got one left in me.
Like, no, man. Don't just announce that. And you make it worse because you tell David Dastmalchian you're getting a promotion. That just double jinxes it, I think.
Oh, yeah. He's like, yeah, you'll be captain of this ship when I'm gone.
Fuck.
Yeah, you're both doomed.
It's doomed from the start. And we know it is. And I think, yeah, that's the adaptation issue I was kind of talking about earlier, is like, maybe if you're reading Dracula when it comes out, because in the letter, the captain's log, they start describing how they're kind of, you know, counting up the crew, and there's like one extra. And they know, like, one of the crew members, they're like, he's kind of this weird, like, thin, tall guy, and we don't remember picking him up, and we don't... Is he a member of the crew? Like, it's just this weird, creepy thing where there's an extra person
is it
on
Dracula
board.
in human form? Okay.
Yeah, which I think is so scary.
That seems dumb to me, though. Like, why would you, like, oh, we're counting up... Oh, yeah, we don't really know this guy, but I guess we're just sailing with him. What?
I don't know. It's just, I think that's...
Stowaways probably would have been more
Old books
common.
are dumb sometimes. Sometimes I read old books and I'm like...
If it's a big enough crew, like... Return the Obra Dinn, where there's like 100 guys.
Okay, if it's that, I'm thinking of this size crew where it's 9 dudes.
I'm imagining, and maybe I'm wrong, but I'm imagining a bigger crew, and I think that's creepy as fuck. When you're like, am I going nuts and counting an extra person? I don't know. I think that's scary.
I don't know. I think you'd be like, hey, who the fuck are you?
But that's the thing, is he's so quick, you know, you don't get a chance to confront him.
Yeah, I guess.
He's just there. I think it's scary. And then people just start disappearing too. It's not like they immediately find someone who's clearly been like eaten, or like the animals get eaten pretty much right now at this point. It's not as obvious that there is a creature or something on board. It's just, oh, did this dude fall over? Like, what happened? He's gone.
Yeah.
And I think that's spooky too. But that also, I think that relies so much more on the mystery of, like, you don't know what Dracula is. You don't know what this entity is versus this movie. We all know it's fucking Dracula on a boat. So maybe going that route of the mystery of like what's going on this ship.
It wouldn't work.
It wouldn't.
It can't work, yeah.
Work as well. So I think they just made it a bit more direct where right away there's an animal or something going after the crew one by one.
Yeah. The livestock, which Toby's in charge of, they're freaking out for
Toby
some reason.
Fucks up.
What?
He would say it himself. It was his job to watch the animals.
No, they find the lady first. First they find the lady while they're looking. The livestock is still alive here. They're freaking out, and so Clemens and Toby find this dirty woman.
Yeah, they find a lady below deck just covered in dirt
and unconscious. And then Clemens is like, I have to give her a blood transfusion, and just does it.
Apparently that's a thing in the book.
But like
in Dracula.
What happens if you're not the right blood type?
That's something I don't know, actually. I'm actually going to Google that because I meant to do that and I forgot what happened.
Because he just sticks a needle in him and sticks a needle in her, and they're fucking
transfusion.
He's giving her new blood.
Type.
Yeah, I imagine you would die.
Can cause a severe reaction that may be life-threatening. I think it's kind of a coin flip.
Okay.
Whether your immune system is going to reject it.
I don't even know if they knew blood types back then.
I don't think they did.
Did they?
That was Dracula. The book was like 1901 or something. So
when
maybe
were blood types discovered?
We're all learning stuff together.
1901.
Wow. So it's 1897.
That's so weird,
they wouldn't know blood types.
That's unfortunate.
So whatever, just stick a needle in there and give her fresh blood to fight whatever disease she has. And David Dastmalchian is like,
he's throwing a fit because women on board are bad luck.
Yep, that's a superstition. He wants to just toss her overboard because she's a stowaway. Captain is like, I don't want a dead.
I love how he plays the middle ground here. He's like, look, I don't want to throw this chick overboard. I don't want that on my conscience. But Clemens, she's your patient, so you're splitting your rations with her.
Yeah, she's your responsibility.
She's your job.
Yeah.
So no one can be mad at me.
Yeah. Hands up.
Yeah.
Not my problem.
Not my problem. Back to whittling pipes or whatever.
Oh, he whittles a good pipe. You know he does.
You know it.
Yeah, I love this is when Clemens starts getting real snippy with David Dastmalchian, and he has this good line of like, you're either going to assist me or you're going to be in my way, but either way, make yourself apparent and fulfill your purpose.
There's some very fun and good dialogue in this, I will say. Especially Clemens, I think, gets probably all the best dialogue.
It's funny though, later he's like him and this other crew member, I think it's David Dastmalchian, are arguing.
The speech.
And he gives this speech where he reveals how he couldn't be hired because he was black, and then he was sent to Romania and they found out he was black and he couldn't hire. And he's like, just all these hardships that he's endured
this
because.
Very heartfelt recollection of all of the adversity he's faced.
And I'm just like, David Dastmalchian is like, cool, I don't care.
Yeah, that guy doesn't care.
That guy's a 19th century sailor. You're not going to move him.
Like,
he's also
it's
racist.
1897 and I'm racist as fuck.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't care. And there's a Dracula killing everyone on board.
Everyone on that boat's
Everyone
racist.
on this boat is racist.
Toby's racist.
The little boy Toby, racist.
Probably. I mean, no one's racist towards him outright. The Russian does call him a savage, I think.
Yeah.
It's real bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then David Dastmalchian, I think, is also.
Yeah, there's some slurs flung around by some of the like minor crew members that the movie doesn't expect you to like a lot.
Yeah.
And they get killed kind of early on. But Toby's racist. Like if Toby would get banned from Xbox Live if that existed on the boat.
Toby seems like a sweet young boy.
No, he's sweet. But that doesn't mean he's safe. No one in this movie is safe, which is something I do like about it.
That is good. Yeah.
No rules on the Demeter.
Anyway, they see Dracula right off the fucking bat.
Ogarin, yes.
He's the guy. I wrote Nice Beard because
He's
other guys
the one
had shaggy
I think
beards.
in Slaughterhouse, which we still have not watched.
Okay,
but
yeah, he's like looking through his spyglass and
he's one of the guys who looks like a pro wrestler.
Sure.
Yeah.
He sees Dracula and nobody else does, so he's
Dracula. I don't jump scare, but there's attempts at jump scares in this, and none of them really.
I like the one with the boy. later.
Where his eyes open.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of spooky. Yeah.
But Dracula kills the dog. There's a dog, Huckleberry.
Huckleberry, R.I.P. Huckleberry.
R.I.P. Huck.
Bad luck, though. A black dog on a ship. Feel like that's bad luck. And I think a nod to...
Can't do anything on a ship.
You can't. There's so many superstitions.
Oh,
but,
fuck. I put my left shoe on first. Oh, we're going down.
Yeah. But I do think Huckleberry is maybe a reference or a nod to Dracula's form on the boat in the books. The fact that he's like this black mastiff that runs onto the shore. Maybe it's just kind of a visual.
Always
nod.
so fucking weird to me that OG Dracula can turn into a dog or a wolf.
Yeah, I think the dog.
Like that's Wolfman's thing.
Yeah, like the hellhounds. People, I think, forget that that's a Dracula thing.
Yeah.
Well, I bet the reason that we don't really associate Dracula with that is because I'm sure Universal was like, we need to like marketing or like brand wise, like Dracula's bats, and then Wolfman is.
Well, in the original movie, he could and did turn into a wolf.
Yeah,
but that was
you just
long before Wolfman. That was like 11.
But there's
years
also
or
like
something.
armadillos, and no one.
Yeah.
To the point where when we covered Monster Squad, the armadillos.
Yeah, we forgot that there were a direct reference to Dracula.
Because no one talks about it. It's not one of his. You think of bats and garlic and steaks.
Yeah.
Like not the edible kind. But you know what I mean.
So the dog gets killed, and then all the livestock gets killed. All their throats are cut, and
oh yeah, Dracula smashes one of the guy's heads on the deck.
In a little bit, yeah. He kills the animals and
like I
gets
wish
all the
all
people
the rest
suspicious.
of the kills were as gross as him just smashing that dude's
He
head.
smashes that guy's head against the deck.
It becomes like a jelly-like texture.
It's pretty cool. I like that.
I do also love Dracula mocking people when they say they plead for their lives. They'll see someone will be.
Yeah, Ogarin is like running away
He's
from him.
saying,
He's like, please no.
God,
And the Dracula's like, please no. He's like,
it's
freaks it
very
out.
cool.
I like Dracula in this.
Yeah.
He's cool and creepy, I think.
Yeah. It's so weird because, again, when I started rereading Dracula, the last attempt I made to read it, and I failed to finish it, but I just think it's so wild the way Dracula's supposed to look compared to what we all think of him as looking like. It's a similar thing to Frankenstein, honestly, but I think more bizarre because Dracula in the novel, when you meet him, is long white hair and like a white long mustache. He's an old guy and his hairy hands. It's really bizarre and not sexy. And Universal made the version with Bela Lugosi, and that's just what we've been doing ever since.
Yeah.
But it's so funny to me. Like, honestly, what we see towards the end of this movie, I feel like is closer-ish.
Well, he just looks like he's the same monster just with a hat on and carrying a cane. The ending's weird.
It is. The ending feels like it's veering dangerously close to superhero movie ending where Nick Fury's going to show up.
Or Van Helsing.
Yeah.
It's
kind of funky. I'm curious if that's even the original ending or if that was a studio thing where maybe it ended before then and they were like, no, we need something else there.
I saw some comments saying they saw an early test screening of it and that ending was there. So
really?
Yeah,
it just seems
been
like
there for a while.
such a weird addition.
Yeah. I don't know. The whole third act gets much more action filmy.
Yeah, it kind of
setting
started.
up a trap.
I
Yeah.
zoned out a little bit.
Yeah. The racist Russian guy gets killed. The one guy gets his head smashed again. And the Russian guy disappears one night and the next morning they're like, oh, I wonder what happened to him. Maybe he got drunk and fell off. And Clemens is like, no, there's blood there. Clearly something happened to him.
And David Dastmalchian is like, you murdered him.
Oh, yeah. And then he fucking...
I'm a racist and I think you murdered him.
And Clemens just like, oh, yeah, that's exactly what I did. I fucking did it, but I didn't get any blood on me. And then I rang the bell to tell on myself. Good job, David. You figured it out. He's just fucking owning this guy.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny.
It's fun.
There's a scene where they're up on the mast fixing the sail.
Yeah, because it's storming.
It's just like, fuck this life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
I'll do it in Sea of Thieves, but getting up there. And there's like those safety harnesses. They're just up there.
No, I think Toby's up there.
Yeah, maybe.
Crazy.
Yeah, but anyway.
Do you think this movie or Sweeney Todd says Toby more?
Well, they're searching for Toby for a while here, but they also are in the end of Sweeney Todd.
Yeah, Toby goes missing in Sweeney Todd as well.
I think Sweeney Todd might be a little longer. Might be over 2.
If anyone does that math for us, I would be
Let us know.
so happy.
Who says Toby more?
says-
And then while you're at it, Michael in Lost Boys versus Godfather.
Yes.
Figure that out. Which one? I think someone actually did that.
Really?
I think the number of times Michael is said in Lost Boys is like a number that is out there on the internet. You can Google it and find
so
out.
funny.
Because obviously they say it a lot.
They say it a lot.
Now more Lost Boys or the first 3 seasons of Arrested Development?
Yes, Michael.
Michael.
I think, that's actually, I'm not sure. I feel like I might pick Arrested Development.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's a lot of episodes of TV.
Yeah, but they're only 22 minutes.
That's true.
Yeah.
I don't know. Also, why is every small little ragged child named Toby?
Oh, yeah.
There's no adults named Toby. They don't exist.
Toby Huss from Halloween 2018 and
Yeah.
Pete and Pete, the strongest man in the world.
I've
character
never
actor.
seen him in person, so I don't know if he actually exists.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Fair.
Yeah, so I've never seen an adult Toby. Think about it. You haven't either.
Guess he got me.
Toby Maguire? You mean Peter Parker, a 17-year-old?
Ogarin is chased down by Dracula and bitten but not killed.
Yeah,
They
he
find him up
starts
in the rigging the next day.
turning.
Yeah, and they lower him down and he's bleeding all over Toby. And he's like,
I do like that reveal of where they find him because it's raining and blood starts dripping on Toby's shirt, but because it's raining, the blood starts to like immediately seep into his already wet shirt. It's just a cool visual that I like a lot. It's like ink on paper or something. It just looks nice. But yeah, he's like up in the rigging.
and they have to like strap him down because he's really freaking out and like starting to really freak out.
Yeah.
And
This is what happens when you let a woman on a ship.
that's what some of them say. Mm-hmm. Like the Russians said that, I think.
Yeah, there's some people yelling to throw her over and it's all her fault.
She's still maybe unconscious or like starting to come to.
She's starting to, yeah.
'Cause he's given like nightly blood transfusions.
I think it's around here she wakes up and runs on the deck while they're all standing around talking and she's like, he's on this ship.
Yeah.
We gotta get off the ship.
And then David Dastmalchian is like, everyone back to your post. And one of them is like, are we going to address what she just said? And they ignore it.
And
I'm
he
like,
goes, no, all I want to talk about is the weather and the state of this ship. And it's like, dude, she's screaming about there being a Dracula on board.
and there are
we
people
don't even know what
missing
that is.
and the livestock is dead. And we should probably address this, but they don't because a lot of this movie's characters not doing what they should.
Yeah. And like some of it I buy in the sense that I think if you're like a sailing guy, your life is rules. Like you live or die by rules on a ship or else it all just kind of goes to shit, you know? Like there has to be such a strict regimen of what's going on. And I could see, I mean, he's in line to be the next captain. So he's like, everyone just needs to get their shit together and do their jobs because that is all I know how to do is get people to do their jobs.
Yeah.
So that is what I will do now is make everyone go to their posts because I cannot think creatively like outside of those boundaries. Do you know what I mean? To handle a situation.
Yeah, I guess.
I'm trying to give some leniency here because later characters be acting stupid in ways that I can't defend.
Well, at this point, the captain is like, search everywhere on this boat.
Yes.
Not
search
just the hold.
everywhere on the
Everywhere.
boat. Fucking everywhere, which they do.
And they find the
And
caskets
they
of dirt.
look at all this dirt down here.
I think it's Clemens and Anna who find it.
Yes.
And he like sticks something through just one part of the dirt and it's like it's empty. It's just dirt.
Yeah, it's like getting the temperature of a turkey. You know, you just pop that thing in there.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like he's doing to this dirt. And he's like, yeah, there's nothing in there. Like,
You
Come
could
on.
and apparently there's not because I guess at this point
he goes and he either
because the cook is really religious and superstitious. So that night he knocks out the guy who's like keeping watch and then takes one of the lifeboats and he's sailing away. And then I guess Dracula, for whatever reason, decides that it's worth it to fly
well, that's
away.
nighttime.
What?
That's at night.
I know, but like the cook's already like rowing away. One in the foggiest fucking way. Like, good luck. Where are you going?
yeah,
you
where
don't know
are
where
you
you're going.
going?
You're just.
I wonder if we could figure out if we had the movie. I wish we had it so we could scrub through it. I'm curious where they were at that point in the journey, and
They go like through the Mediterranean and then
yeah, they're going by Africa
around the
and then back
Iberian
up.
Peninsula,
yeah, around
and
Iberia
then up to the UK. So
Yeah.
I don't know. He could just be sailing into the Atlantic or like rowing into the Atlantic.
He could just be just.
But then for some
going
reason,
into the
Dracula
ocean.
is like, oh, I don't want to let that food get away, and like flies from. He like lands on the rowboat and kills this guy, and then for whatever reason sends the rowboat back to the ship because the rowboat winds up back at the Demeter.
That's spooky though. I think Dracula, even though he's a man bat in this, I think he's still smart, and I think he's just fucking with them.
I guess
He's playing with his food.
I don't see why he would bother flying away from the ship, landing on a tiny rowboat, eating one cook, and then pushing the rowboat back to the ship, and then flying back to the ship. Like, I don't get it.
5-second rule. It's like he dropped his food on the floor. You know, they got that cook in the boat. He's like, yeah, I get it.
Anyway, that's what Dracula's doing when they find this dirt-filled casket.
Yeah.
And it's so funny because I'm sure listening to the tone of this, people are like, wow, they hated that movie. And I don't. It's got a lot of good stuff, but it is frustrating.
I do not hate. I more liked this movie than didn't.
Yeah.
But I think that's why we're getting so frustrated is because we can see the good parts of this movie are very good.
Yeah.
And it's frustrating when the rest of it doesn't support those good parts. And
Exactly.
that's always such a bummer when
you're like, oh, just fix this.
Right.
And you'd be so much better.
yeah.
Because the next scene.
because I want movies to be good.
Yeah. Because the next scene is when Toby, what's his name? The infected guy.
Olgarin.
Yeah, he like rips out of his bandages because he's like fully turning into what is it? A underling or whatever.
Oh, he's not just going full vamp.
I don't know. But anyway, Toby finds him, and then there's this whole chase scene where he's chasing Toby, and then I think they stop Olgarin, but Dracula gets Toby and fucking kills him. Kills that kid.
Yeah, dude, Dracula kills that kid.
And you watch it all. He like tears into his neck. It's fucking dope.
R.I.P. Toby.
Yeah. So it's like, that's a cool thing. But I'm still wondering why that rowboat came back.
I don't know. I like the spooky empty rowboat. Dracula like, not so, you can't get away. You know, he's got to send a message.
Okay.
But here's the thing that frustrates me, and this is what I thought you were going to talk about, is where the fuck is he during the day? And we talked about this a little bit already.
Yeah,
but
because
it's
they
like,
find this casket full of dirt.
So,
what
okay.
are they doing with it? Why don't they just fucking toss it overboard?
yeah, just toss
dirt.
all that shit over. Because at this
Because
point,
doesn't Dracula have to sleep in dirt from his hometown?
yes,
That's why it's there?
I think the thing is, it's like not every single night, but I do think he, to kind of recharge after a while, has to sleep in dirt from his home.
It's like the Raycon charging case.
Yes, it is like a
Earbuds
Raycon,
can lay out
a Raycon
overnight,
charger.
but like before they die, you
This
want to put them in
episode's
there.
not sponsored.
It's not sponsored.
I do like that comparison though. Yeah, it's like a charging station.
Yeah.
And that's why he's bringing a bunch of dirt boxes so that he can go different places and have little charging docks.
But once they find it, it's never addressed again.
Well, I also don't think they realize that that's what that is.
But Anna's there, and she knows all sorts of Dracula lore.
She does know all the lore of
Because she
Dracula.
says, in my village, we've been terrorized by this devil. They keep calling him a devil, which makes sense.
And it's revealed that she was basically offered to Dracula as an appeasement kind of thing. Like, we'll give you this woman from our village.
So he took her on board as
A juice box.
Yeah. He was just going to be sucking on her neck every night, but then they found her and started healing her, and then Dracula started eating other things.
Yeah.
But she also is like, he ran out of people to eat in my village, so that's why he's going all the way.
She says in her country, like straight up Romania, like he ran out of people. Like,
well, maybe she means like the countryside. That
oh,
she lives
okay,
in,
that makes
not
but
like
also
the nation
still,
state
like,
of Romania.
Like, dude, no, you did not. That's so much.
Yeah. Also,
people.
why doesn't he just go to the next town?
Yeah.
He's like, oh, I'm gonna
all
sail
the way
to
England,
to Carfax Abbey.
To Carfax Abbey.
Get to Carfax.
I made the comparison that for Dracula, I think it's like when you open your fridge and you're like, there's nothing to eat, even though it's full of food.
Yeah. That's him looking at Romania.
Yes, he's like, I gotta go out. I gotta go somewhere. I'm going to like Red Robin or something.
Red Robin is London.
Yeah.
But yeah, they
great
never
freckled
fucking
lemonade.
come back to the dirt and the coffins, and I don't know
No,
why
and
they
it's-
just camp there. They're not spawn camping for Dracula.
Yeah, yes,
Like-
exactly. They need to just spawn camp for Dracula and then get him. And I don't know. Maybe during the day he's sleeping in different parts of the ship. But even if that's the case, okay, during the day,
Fucking find him.
and dump that fucker overboard.
Yeah, we get like 2 minutes of daytime scenes every day, and that's back
Where
to
it's
night. and
everyone's standing around like,
oh, this sucks.
then what are we doing?
And that cuts to night, and they're like, "Ah, fuck, this really sucks." It's like,
And
yeah,
then
you
it's-
should have done
Then
something.
it's them coming up with plans that they enact at nighttime. Why are you doing it at night?
Yeah.
That's the stuff that's frustrating. It's like this middle slash kind of like last third is when it's like, what are we
Oh, also,
doing?
Toby doesn't die right away. They
No,
like,
he just is laying there.
they
in
keep him
pain.
alive for a little bit, and then he dies.
Then he dies, and then it's the saddest thing because they're about to dump that.
No,
kid.
no. Before that, they have Algarin tied up on a mast up top, deck side, and then the sun raises, and that dude bursts into flames.
Yeah, that's-
I think the flames look really good. I
It-
think
it
all the
is
flame
cool, especially
effects.
the flame and the effect of as the body is burning. You know when you have a fire and the logs kind of collapse in on
Yeah,
themselves? That's
there's a
kind
lot
of
of
what
that.
the body does when it burns in this, and it's really gross and cool.
I think that's pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice.
Oh wow, we got stuff so out of order. The cook left on a rowboat later, like
Oh,
after
yeah.
Toby's attack.
See,
And-
it's also the problem with this is a lot of this middle, like aside from the beginning and end of this, a lot of this could be in
Any order, yeah.
It just doesn't feel like there is a maybe like a dynamic kind of rise and fall to the action. It's all just stuff.
Yeah.
There's not a change or shift in like the stakes. It's all just kind of the same. Like, man, there's still a
The guy's
Dracula.
killing people.
Yeah.
Yeah, Toby does die.
Because that's what makes you compare this to Alien, but that's what makes Alien so interesting is, yes, obviously the alien on board is the big bad and the big scary thing of the movie, but also you're dealing with the
android.
yeah,
Ash,
the android and the company, and there's
Yeah.
all these other kind of conflicting interests, and you kind of get that with like, but we want our bonus in this, but it's not enough to change the kind of, I don't know, monotony of we're scared of Dracula the whole time.
And besides like the head smashing, all the kills are just the same too. It's just a bite to the neck
yeah,
and some blood sucking. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then the bodies disappear a lot early on. I don't know what's going on there, if he's eating them or just tossing them overboard or what. But,
Yeah.
Toby finally dies. They wrap him up in canvas. They're about to
and
dump
then
him
Davos is
overboard.
like, no, my boy, he's alive still, and everyone's like, oh, awkward. Like it's sad. This old man is clearly dealing with.
no, I saw him move.
Yeah, so he rips open the shroud.
And it's Toby's white dead face, but then his eyes open.
Yeah.
And he screams, he bursts into flame, he grabs Davos, who then also lights on fire. Like half his face and his beard are just
Yeah.
on fire. And then they toss Toby
Whoop, into the ocean.
which got us thinking.
Yes, we went on a whole. We basically had to pause the movie at this point because we were like, "What if?"
What
I'm
if?
sure that this definitely has to have been explored by someone before. Can vampires just survive in the ocean?
Underwater Dracula. Because when it's daytime, if they can't burst into flame, they're underwater.
Yeah, it's not. I interpret it as they can't be exposed to direct sunlight.
Sure, you also have that, but I think even if the sunlight hits them, they could surface, get a little bit of like a little fire, and then just like if they're dolphining up and below the surface,
Yeah.
they dolphin up, they get a little fire, and then they go back under and they're extinguished.
Yeah.
So get this, just seaside Dracula empire who lives during the day, swimming around.
What if that's the plot of Hotel Transylvania? We don't even know because we've never seen it.
If it's not, they're gonna make another one. Here you go. That
That's
could
the
be
next
Adam
movie.
Sandler could be
The
like,
next
oh, I
movie.
found out that we can just
It's them
swim
building
around.
like an ocean base, like Subnautica or something.
Yeah, because then if they catch on fire, you can't catch on fire
And
underwater.
they're immortal, so they can just.
Yeah,
Like, does Dracula have to breathe? I don't think so.
I don't think so. Maybe
That
I don't
just
think
seems
so.
like kind of a big loophole to me.
Seems like a glitch to me that maybe they should patch. But I think Dracula's living just swimming
Yeah,
right
we'd
below
have
the
that
surface.
nerfed, I think.
Yeah,
For sure.
because unless you're gonna tell me you can catch on fire underwater, I don't think you can.
Or like that he's gonna drown, which again I don't think.
Even then, you can just come up and take a little breath, get a little fire, go back under.
Yeah, and he'll heal.
It's just dolphin.
Just it seems like kind of a cheat. Like like that's how you like cheese the game with Dracula.
Yeah.
Anyway.
They decide that they're going to sink the ship instead of letting it get to London,
They're
which,
gonna
yes,
scuttle it.
they're going to scuttle that shit.
Oh man, I love you get to scuttle the ship. Like,
Yeah,
I know
they're getting griefed by Dracula. So
they're getting
just-
griefed, but yeah. He keeps Dracula spawn camping again on the boat and just killing all of them as
so they're
soon
just
as
gonna
night
scuttle.
comes. Yeah, they're gonna scuttle the
They're going to
ship.
server hop. But at first, David Dastmalchian doesn't want to scuttle it because he's like, this is my home. This is going to be my
it's
ship.
so funny because David Dastmalchian's like, no, my this ship is my home. It's all I know. And then Clemens gives this whole like, no, listen, a ship. What is a ship if for its crew
on
and it's the
board
people and the
the
stories
memories.
and then it's like, okay, yeah, but all of my stuff is here. Like that's nice, dude, but literally I live on this boat.
And I guess he comes to terms with it, and they tell the captain, and then the captain almost shoots Clemens because he doesn't want to, and Anna has to talk him down. I don't know. Anna becomes a bit too badass for me here.
She does. We
She's
give her
grabbing the gun, and she's like,
I bet she's rural. Maybe she's had to use a gun
yeah, maybe.
at some point.
I thought she was going to be a wife when she first
I thought
rolled
she
out
was
of
going to be
dirt,
one of his
but
wives too. And I also thought we were going to get Secret Renfield in this.
No Renfield in this, yeah. Which I'm pretty sure he's on the boat in at least
In
the original movie.
I
don't know in
think.
the
I don't
book.
think in the book.
But there's that shot of him like at the bottom of the stairs, like
Yeah.
yes. So they decide they're gonna do that. They set this plan to like
At night. Why
At
the
night.
fuck are we scuttling the
well,
ship?
they're gonna lure him out and then injure him with guns, and then while he's injured on the boat, get in the lifeboat while they scuttle it. I guess.
Or you just get on a lifeboat and scuttle the ship while he's on
on
it.
the day, yeah.
Sleeping.
He's somewhere sleeping. I don't know. Whatever.
The logic in this, I don't know, is late 1800s logic or something. I
One
don't
dude
care.
named Abrams is still alive. I don't know how because I don't know who the
Who's
fuck
Abrams?
he's in the he's on the mast with Dastmalchian, and he gets like the rope
Is he
pulls him
one
off.
of the two kind of redhead guys?
Yeah, because there are two of them. I think he
He's
like
not
defends the
the
racist
racist-
Russian
Oh, he's
when Clemens goes to like fight him. So that guy gets killed up in the mast and like pulled from a rope, and then David Dastmalchian is like, I'm gonna go use my axe to hack a hole into the hull, and he does. It's a level 1 cannon hole in there. You can plank that boy up real fast, and it's just like a little bit of squirting water. And he's like, okay, this is good, and then he gets killed by Dracula, I guess. And then they like pin Dracula. Oh wait, how does the captain die? He gets killed. Is he the one with the crucifix that doesn't work?
Yes, it doesn't work and he gets killed.
Okay.
Yeah, so R.A.P. Davos. I thought it was going to be I'm going to go down with the ship thing, but no, it's just this magic charm will work against Dracula, and it doesn't.
And then somehow I think because of Anna, a mask
a
pins
mask crushes
Dracula.
Dracula. So Clemens and Anna are the only two left. They just kind of, I think they assume that Dracula.
Well, during that, like she cuts something that swings down, and then they just jump overboard.
Yeah.
They don't even
and
get in
they're
the lifeboat.
floating on debris. And at this point, the sun's coming up, and Anna's starting to turn because she hasn't been getting the blood transfusions.
Yeah.
So, because she explains that those were just delaying the inevitable. And so she bursts into flames as soon as the sun comes up. It's very.
They have like 2 things of driftwood, and she takes the bigger one.
takes a very big
She takes
one.
the one that you can actually sit on and
lights
then
it on fire.
And just lights it on fire.
It's very midnight mass, the waiting
It
for
is.
the sun
That's
to come
exactly
up
what I thought of.
on like a boat.
And then Clemens is presumed to paddle his way to shore.
Yeah, he's
like, it's close, and I'm like, it's not that close,
I don't know.
dude. Good luck.
Yeah, but
Good luck with
he
sharks.
makes it. The boat also crashes into the shore.
Because they didn't scuttle it or turn it around.
No, it didn't sink. It
This
shows
plan was shit.
They basically give Dracula a runaway right to London. It's amazing.
Yeah.
That boat shows up in pretty okay shape, all things
Yeah.
considering, and Dracula's like, okay, don't mind if I do. And
So we're
sets
back at
up
the
shop.
beginning. They find the boat just with dead people on it.
Yeah, they
But-
presume no survivors.
but Clemens did survive.
And I think is just not telling anyone who he is because
Yeah,
he doesn't
he's
want
in a
Dracula
bar.
to come find him.
And he's like, yo, where's Carfax Abbey? And he's scoping out the place. And then he sees Dracula in a top hat because he sees like the cane that
he
they found
hears
in the coffin.
knocking, and he feels like a hand touches back, and he looks around, and there's a spooky man bat in a top hat.
Yeah.
But then he disappears.
And then he like runs outside and he sees him walking away. He's like, I'm going to get you.
Yeah, he's like, it's my life's mission to destroy Dracula.
It's a weird like sequel setup that it's never going to happen. With
No,
how
because
big
what's
it
the
bombed.
sequel? The rest of the book.
Yeah. No, I saw someone say that they would watch Clemens winds up on the boat in the Arctic in Frankenstein next.
Yes.
Just like put Clemens in all the classic stories.
In like the framing device.
Yeah.
Is that what I haven't read Dracula or Frankenstein in so long.
Yeah. It's like an Arctic expedition.
Yeah. Oh, so good.
Frankenstein, the book, rules.
Yes.
Dracula,
I've tried and failed many times to finish reading Dracula. Frankenstein, the first time I read that, I blew through that
Fucking
book.
read
Because I had to
Frankenstein.
read it for my English class in high school, and we had a schedule for like read pages this to this and I just flew through that book. It's so good.
Yeah.
It's so easy to read. I love it. Love it, love it.
So yeah, that's Last Voyage of the Demeter.
I think good, kind of cozy nautical movie. If you like the aesthetic.
Cozy, atmospheric, yeah.
Yeah.
It's totally fine to like not think too hard
There's some
about.
sea shanties in it.
I feel like, yeah, it'd be a good Halloween time
I popped
movie.
for Hanging Johnny. That's a good sea shanty that I like.
Just, you can't think too hard about what the characters are doing.
No, you can't. Just, it's like the late 1800s. They all have syphilis brain. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess. It might be, God, I hate saying for like a background movie, maybe, while you're doing other stuff.
I know. I hate calling anything a background movie.
Yeah, but I don't know, while you're folding clothes or something, I don't know.
Yeah, it'd be a good sick day movie, I think.
Sure. Going, drifting in and out of consciousness while you're watching it.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's fine.
Yeah. I think, again, I think why we're so harsh on it is the parts of it that are good
potential.
are good. Yeah.
All right, so that's that. We got stuff coming up. This comes out Wednesday, the 10th, which is presumably when you're watching it. And then Hell House LLC Kill Count on Friday with that fucking clown in there.
I hate that clown. That is easily, I think, the scariest horror movie clown.
That's a good
For me,
clown.
at least.
And then I think the following weekend on Sunday the 21st is the Royal Rumble. The horror Royal Rumble. So we have to record that this week, possibly tomorrow, if not then Tuesday, commentating on the match, which I can't fucking wait to watch because we've done the entrances. Josh has picked a match. He said it's good. He said there were 2 good ones.
Ooh, okay.
He said that there was 1 dud and 2 good ones. So
I'm curious.
you
yeah,
can
'cause
message Josh and be like, which one did you pick?
I
'Cause
will.
Gressel saw the winners of each because he would have to go in there and turn it off so that I could then go start a new
But that's
one.
all I've seen is the
You've
winners.
only seen the winners, yeah.
Right.
Follow Dead Meat James on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok.
And I'm at Carebeck, CareBecc on Twitter and Instagram. And if you want merch, deadmeatstore.com.
Oh, and They Talk Season 2
Yes.
coming out soon, and already the shorts are starting, which, to be clear, are not clips from the full episodes. These are original shorts that stand alone. And so the first one was already released for Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. And we got some other shorts that Zorn made. And then after Season 2 of They Talk, the show might live in short form because that's much easier on Zoran.
Yes, and any of us who come in to dub it.
Yeah.
Those are so hard.
They're so hard to do.
Yeah.
But they're a lot of fun. So keep an eye out for that if you're a fan of Zoran's zany humor and They Talk. Gressel, who is not Zoran, thank you so much for
That's so
recording.
funny.
Yeah, there was a post that thought that Gressel and Zoran were the same
And
person.
it is the best because they spell. I could see if you just are hearing the name Gressel, like how do you spell that? But their spelling was Grustle, and I'm obsessed with it. Gressel.
That is a new one.
Yeah.
All right.
I guess until next time, I'm Chelsea.
And I'm James.
That's Gressel. And this has been the Dead Meat Podcast.